Hello, and welcome to another episode of Social Workers Rise. It is your host, Catherine, here. If you don't know who I am an LCSW based out of Southern California. I do therapy, coaching. Oh my gosh, I have so many. Speaking, I have a couple books out, and clearly, I have a podcast. So, welcome to the Social Workers Rise podcast, where we talk about everything social work from micro to macro. Today, if you are feeling a little stressed out, a little burnt out, and like you need a reset, you need some energy, you need to figure out how to manage this stress from your crazy job, then this is the episode for you. We are here with Anthony Briseno, who is a personal trainer, nutritionist, and entrepreneur. Welcome to the podcast, Anthony.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your story. You have a really powerful story around just your personal journey with entrepreneurship and utilizing exercise to manage stress. Can you tell us a little bit first about who you are and what you do?
So my name's Anthony. They call me Coach Anthony. I have a nutrition background. I got multiple certifications, at least 26 certifications in physical fitness and physical therapy as well. Been actually training since I was a little kid, since I was 8 years old. I've been working out nonstop and decided to become a coach at 2011 is when I first got into it. I started off as a marathon coach and then dipped into becoming a strength and conditioning coach after that.
That's amazing. So you've been in the game for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Tell me about your story as far as you had your own business that didn't quite work out. What happened there? And then just briefly, because I know we could spend all day on that. What happened there? And then how did you use exercise as a way to cope with that kind of stress? How has exercise helped your mental health?
Okay. So first and foremost, I had my own business. I actually took over from my owner, and I was living the dream because that's every coach's dream. They want to own their own business, and COVID basically took me out. We should have been out there being essential too to get people in shape mentally, physically, emotionally, because it all ties together. We should have been on the top of the list, but unfortunately got shut down, and I got threatened to get fined a bunch of different times, and I wasn't trying to go in there. I got threatened to get arrested, and it just wasn't worth it right there. But working out for many years, it got me physically, mentally, emotionally prepared for situations like this. I mean, I wasn't in the best of hands growing up, so I chose fitness to kind of guide me into, situations like this. If I didn't have fitness, helping me out, I probably would have went different routes. I could have went the drug route. I could have been homeless. I could have been all like that, but because I had that discipline, and I kept working out, and I was doing something that I don't like doing every single day, but I know the benefits of it keeps me striving for more and just gets me prepared for the world.
Yeah, for sure. I've been having just a little self-disclosure. I've been having a hard time this past, I don't know, year or so, just personally. And I tried, I didn't try too many things, but I tried, I tried like going to the bars. I tried drinking. I tried, just like, the things that society tells us, oh, this will make you feel better. But all that stuff made me feel worse. And the gym was the one thing that I knew when I woke up in the morning, I could feel the anxiety in my chest. I could just feel dread. And I'm like, all right, like you, I didn't want to go to the gym, but I knew that if I just got my butt on the treadmill and walked for, I don't know, like 20 minutes, right? That after that 20 minutes, I would feel so much better. I'd be more clear headed. I would just have more energy and just feel lighter so that anxiety is just not hanging on me. I don't know if you ever had that kind of experience too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I lost my own business. My whole life got flipped upside down. I was like, what do you do from there? You thought you finally made it in life and you owned your own business. And I mean, I got in this business kind of like you, just to help people out. So I'm helping them out in a different way, how you're helping people out, but it ties in together either way. We're both trying to, make the world better, one day at a time. But like I said, just getting yourself disciplined and getting into, that routine even though you don't want to do it or not. Anybody that says they like working out every day is a liar because
It's
it
true.
is not fun. It is not fun. Trust me, I've been doing this since I was 8 years old, and there's days that I do want to work out, and there's days that I don't. So it's always an emotional roller coaster. But the benefits is it's awesome. Like uh, chemical release from the brain. You got the endorphins. There's 20 different endorphins. A couple of the endorphins control stress levels, controls you know uh, how your mood is, right? So if you think about it, and releasing endorphins also with food like dark chocolate and like spicy foods, conversation interactions like this that we're having and stuff like that, it also releases endorphins. So why not have conversations, interactions, getting those different type of foods and working out to release all those different endorphins?
I'm gonna take notes on this. Dark chocolate.
Spicy food.
Spicy. Okay, so we just need to go for a jog and then come back, eat some dark chocolate and some spicy food. All right, we can do that. But no, that's fascinating because I think that, or I know people really underestimate the impact that movement and exercise has on our body, on our wellness, because so many people say, I'm so stressed out. I can't think. I can't focus. I just always feel anxious. And I tell them the fastest way to feel better, even just a little bit, is through movement.
Sure, it's so with the movement, you just even if it's 10, 15 minutes, everybody has 10 to 15 minutes. As a business owner and entrepreneur, I'm working 18 hours a day. So I don't know how many people can last 18 hours a day of straight work and I still get my workout in on top of that. So anybody that says that they do not have time, you got at least 10 to 15 minutes to get something in.
Hey, social workers, are you looking for clinical supervision or hoping to offer it? Check out Rise Directory. It's the national hub connecting associate social workers with licensed clinical supervisors, making it super easy to find your right match in your state. Head over to risedirectory.com and see how it can help you grow in your career. You know, a lot of social workers think their employer's insurance has them covered. But here's the thing, that policy is really there to protect the organization, not you. That's why I always recommend having your own coverage with a trusted organization such as HPSO. Their professional liability insurance is designed for social workers and it follows you wherever you work. It's peace of mind you just can't put a price on. Check them out at hpso.com/swrise.
Go to Big Five or go to Academy or whatever stores nearby. Pick up a couple pair of weights, and you could get yourself a quick 10, 15-minute workout. Because you got to think about it, the benefits outweigh anything else. There's always pros and cons to things, right? So you work out, certain things happen. You might feel, little kinks in your arms. You might feel a little bit of pain. There might be a little knee pain right there and stuff like that. But that outweighs having high blood pressure, type 2 diabetic, and all those things tie in. So you got to think pros and cons. You might feel a little hurt right there, but push through it right there, right? Stretch out, recover, make sure you sleep, make sure you eat. And then I'd rather have this than go on this side. And then I got, doctor starts giving you prescription drugs and stuff like that and starts giving you that and giving you that. And then you start thinking, oh man, I can't believe I got to this point. But you kind of set yourself up to go right there. You got to move. As we get older, we lose muscle, we get more stiffer. So we have to move. You want to be that 70, 80-year-old person walking around the park, playing with your grandkids if you have grandkids or, younger cousins. You want to be able to move. It's all about movement. And without moving and put in that work, at least 10 to 15 minutes. If you have more time than that, put in that work. Resistance training. People just think, oh, I need weights all the time. No, you can do push-ups. You can do push-ups on the floor. You can, do it on the bed. You could do some squats. If you're not good with squats, you can hold on to the door. There's all kinds of different things. You can hold on to the wall. There's no excuses. The whole world is a playground. You could be in your room and do some workouts. So there's no excuses.
Yes, yes. I would actually do this in between client sessions. So back when I worked in the office, I'd be in the office 8 hours and it would drive me crazy. So in between client sessions, I get tired. Like we're not meant to just sit in a desk all day. And so between, I would kind of reset. I do some deep breathing, but then also do just random things. And people, no one ever saw me. I was like, I hope no one walks in when I'm doing jumping jacks or like some frog squats or something, because you just needed something to get the blood flowing to help you be able to concentrate and focus and to be alert. Because the type of situations that we're dealing with, they really require us to be like the top that we can for ourselves, right? And it's so important to be able to be attentive and focused, because if somebody's coming into our office for the first time and they're like, they don't want to be, nobody wants to see a social worker, right? And so when they come in the office and if they feel that you are just not there vibing with them, if you're not able to tune in, to listen, to be attentive, they probably won't ever come back. So it's
Oh,
super important.
absolutely. Like you got to think about it like your work, my work, and like a therapist. We all tie together, right? We have to show up every day with our A game, right? Like you just said, someone's coming into your office and then you're not attentive, they're gonna want to walk right out. Same thing with a therapist. If they're coming in for advice and to be heard, and you're kind of like, I guess they're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Just like when people come see me in the gym, if I'm not high energy and greeting you and talking to you and just giving you all my energy, it's going to be like, well, I'll go pick another gym. It all ties in together. So with that tying together is us as people and our job titles and what everybody else's title. You got to get that physical fitness in, even if it's just a little bit, because you have to deal with life, especially right now, what's going on in the whole entire world. You don't know what's going to happen. Everything's a surprise. Everything's just crazy. But how can we take on the road? We have to get that physical fitness. We got to get those endorphins to release in the body, and we have to stay sharp.
For sure. So you work 18 hours a day, which is crazy. I don't personally recommend that as an anxiety therapist. But what do you do when you are trying to squeeze in a workout? Like, how do you make that happen?
So it depends how the day looks. Sometimes, some days I have a little bit more time than the others, and sometimes I don't have a little bit of time. So based on how my day looks, that's how my workout's going to look. Some days I just set the timer on 10 minutes, and I'm just going all out in that 10 minutes, where it feels like I'm working longer than it is. That 10 minutes feels like an hour. So I'm just like pushing through it, and then I feel so relieved after. I mean, during it, it sucks. I'm like, why am I doing this again? Why am I doing this again? And the demons just go in there and they start talking to you. But then the way I do it is I flip it. When the demons come and try to talk to me, I tell them, come and join the workout. Come and play. Let's get it together.
I like that reframe. Love it. Yeah, for me, I will, if I have 10 minutes, I will walk around the block or jog super fast just around the block. When I was working in the hospital during my lunch break, I would walk around the hospital, which would be, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. So that was always a good way to, again, just hit the reset button if I'm feeling stressed out, if I'm worried about something that's happening, or if I'm just feeling stuck on what it is that I need to do, or feeling overwhelmed with all the things that I have to get done that day. For whatever reason, just getting out of this environment of getting outside, it helps me to reset and be able to gain some clarity around what I got to do. So
Oh,
lots of
absolutely.
benefits.
Oh, lots of benefits. Because you got to think about it too. It's like we have our health in our own hands. We're the ones that's responsible for our health, not anybody else. We can't put that. I mean, think about it. The food's not as great as it used to be because they're modifying it and doing all this stuff. You don't know what meats and stuff have hormones or what's really grass fed or what. So we have to battle that and stay physically fit because we have to stay on that end and stay strong because that other end we don't have control on that food unless you're growing your own stuff and you know what's going into it. So we have completely no control of that, but we have control on this side.
Yep. Yeah. Nutrition is a whole nother podcast episode because it's wild. But as far as physical fitness, all right. So just to recap, listener, if you have not grabbed these gems yet, this is what it is. It's only going to take 10, 15 minutes to just hit the reset button. You can do this in your office, grab some weights, some light. I don't know how, if we're starting out, what kind of weights do you think we should get? Like how heavy?
I mean, I'll start off with 10 pounds and then gradually increase. I mean, anybody could do 10 pounds, but I swear, like in a week or two, that's gonna feel super light, and then you can go 15s and 20, and just gradually progress yourself. Right there, you got to challenge yourself. Like life's challenging. Think about it. Working out is like life. There's challenging aspects of everyday life, so you got to take that into account and put it into your physical fitness. Even if it's like sitting on the wall, doing a wall sit, maybe increasing it every 20 seconds the next week. Just little things like that, you can just challenge yourself.
Yeah, I used to do push-ups on my desk. Or I would do what would I do? I would do some squats or some stretching while I'm waiting for my lunch to warm up in the microwave.
Hey, every little bit helps. You can do that. People don't realize you can. Your food could be baking in the oven, or you could be watching TV. Just do it like this. If you're watching TV, every time there's a commercial, do some squats, do some push-ups, and do it like that. If you don't have time, everyone has time to watch TV. Or if you're on your phone and you're scrolling through every other reel or whatever you watch, do some push-ups or some squats or some lunges, and then go through a couple reels like that. There's always time to squeeze in there. It's just up to you to manage that time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So we got the time. Only takes 10 to 15 minutes every day. Get some weights. If I were you, honestly, I would just bring some weights into my office, and then in between clients or when I have a couple of times, I just bust them out from under the desk and work out a little bit and get paid for it.
Oh, for sure. There's always a solution behind it.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Where can people learn more about this? Like, are you available for coaching or helping people? Like, what do your services look like?
Yeah, I'm available for coaching. You can email me at djimic, IMIC 86 at yahoo.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at FitBodyBootCampLeagueCityTexas.
Awesome. And those links are in the show notes. So if this was helpful for you at all, go ahead and open up your podcast app. Make sure you text it to somebody, share it with somebody, because this information might help your colleague, your friend, your neighbor. We're not about gatekeeping of information around here. We want to share the wealth. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the Social Workers Rise podcast, make sure you also hit that subscribe button. And if you love this episode, just hit the little 5-star button if you can on your app. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Anthony.
Thank you, Kat. Thanks for having me.